they've got heroes to do that.
I'm a little bit worried though, like you've got this core Bat Rider in a position where it's like, okay, cool, you're a core, but your ulti isn't exactly gonna find itself to be super effective, which makes me worried. But let's see what happens here as they've got themselves a kill on the tops, and Wish is gonna get that first blood. They're trying to get Spartan. He's one right click away from dying. Finally falls there, but Aramis is dead to Pio. Hit track on the run, and he's only got Fire Spirit, so he doesn't have like an Icarus dive to get away. And you can see Pio trying to get around these Fire Spirits, but they've got the stun. They'll get the kill. And again, game 1 and game 3, we're gonna have a lot of kills before the horn, 3 of which go to Monaspa.
Yeah, that was a sick intro. The fact that Skylark was able to get a 2-man skewer was nuts. They just kind of walked in and he skewered them back into everybody that was standing in the river, and it was Tops, and unfortunately that was one of the members that got caught, and he didn't have the heavenly jump, so gets caught out and died. And big start here for Monaspa to be able to get those opening 3 kills and get a lot of stink charges as well.
Get those bounty runes, and you've got Wish starting out here with a bracer and a full wand, like a mid against this Zeus. That's going to be great. And see this damage that Seb's already taken early.
Yeah, they've just done a great job at pre-creep clash to set themselves up in a good position to be able to win these lanes even harder. I don't think bot's going to be too overpowered, but as you said, the fact that Wish is able to open up here with a full wand and a bracer before the creeps even clash just means that he's going to be a lot happier in this lane, much more than what he would have been, right? Like, because Zeus is very, very good at dealing with the Rin Ranger. You got a lot of burst damage to deal with her, but now that he's going to be tanky, maybe it might be Tops and he's going to have to be careful.
That should be a strong lane here for Wish. We'll see how it goes, if he can get a little bit of revenge based on what happened in the last lane. I'm going to start throwing out this Arc Lightning, and it's the Wind Ranger looking to get himself into that bottle. No one. 15 health and pops a salve, but Desire also getting low, and that blood grenade's not going to be enough. He doesn't have a salve himself. He does have tangos, but maybe he'll throw one more arrow before he ends up potentially sacking himself to a tier 2 tower or something like that.
Yeah, you can just see that both these teams understand like how important these early couple of minutes are going to be to try and get on top, and they've both been pushing each other in a lot of these lanes. I haven't really seen a crazy winner throughout the entire series. Has been like, oh, okay, like Monaspa's safe lane has been owning, or Monaspa's also lane, or OG has really been owning in one of those side lanes. It's been
Icarus dive,
relatively consistent.
This could be a problem. Has an arrow, but now he's got to throw it. He'll die anyway.
Yeah, and this is the reason why I was super excited about seeing Kitrak on this Phoenix. He's a very strong player when it comes to this Phoenix as a 5. He has a lot of kill threat on a lot of position 4 players if he ever catches them out. And this hero as a team fighter is disgusting. I mean, you see good Phoenix players, it really abuses how strong this hero can be.
Pio,
but
he's going to drop in this lane if he's not too careful, and he's getting run down here, and there's the bash for Aramis, and they'll get the kill onto this Ursa.
All right. Space Scout starting off well, being able to get a kill, get involved, get some extra experience. This is, I think a lot of the early game will really hinge on Aramis's game. He can really enable them to just kind of walk around and get a lot of these pickoffs, provide a lot of vision for them, and set up a lot of their kills. So he's off to a good start, then OG feel happy.
So now even at 3 after it started 3-1, we'll see how the lanes start to really pan out here. I thought maybe Wish would take advantage a little bit more, but he's only up slightly in terms of the CS. Nobody coming over mid. You don't see the Mirana throwing an arrow or anything like that. Just farming with it and going to these camps around the jungle.
Yeah, I think Zeus is going to be okay with this lane, no matter what, right? Like, you're always going to have the Arc Lightning spam. If you ever get yourself into a spot of bother, you can just heavenly jump away. Wish is going to, like, chip down at you, but as long as you don't get, like, hard shackled to one of your creeps and there's an arrow to follow up, I think you should be okay.
Jumping in again into the Firefly. Back and forth Pio goes. Flame break, charge, and Spartan bashed, but still alive. Fortune Zam, Purifying Flames, some damage on a Seb. Can Pio get the kill? Jumps in, Purifying Flames to help him get that last hit, and Spartan under the tower. Now Aramis. Purifying Flames at level 2. That means you just die.
That was sick. You can tell that C Spartan is one of those Oracle players, right? He knew exactly when he could turn around and get the kill there with Purifying Flames, and that was close. That could have potentially been, you know, a double kill for Old G. That could have been, you know, an extra kill going one way of Old G, but it's a 2 for 0. PO gets one of them, C Spartan gets the other, and now the Ursa's level 4. He's got phase boots running out. Seb's level 3. He's about to get his own level 4, but you know, Aramis going down. This is what can happen sometimes when you're playing a position 4 Spirit Breaker, is you can just go on a bit of a feed train because, like, you're tanky, you're scary, you want to get kills, but sometimes it doesn't work out.
Right. Spirit Breaker already half health once again, trying to charge in a Spartan, gets the bash on a PO. Blood Grenade, and Aramis is dead again. Firefly on a PO, but he's surviving. Another Blood Grenade thrown over on a Seb. I mean, the Purifying Flames, they've got the heal to keep PO alive.
Yeah, Aramis, he stopped the charge. He didn't complete it all the way onto C Spartan. I think he may have clicked on the ground, or maybe he even clicked on the PO and just didn't complete the charge. And that was a little unfortunate for him. But nonetheless, able to get the recharge at base. I wouldn't hate to see him just make a rotation somewhere, even if it's just towards bottom, right? Like, you just charge out on Sky, like whether or not you kill him. You just kind of enable no one to be able to get stuff done, and then you can kind of link up with Kitrak, because this kill's going to be okay.
They've got it. Thompson, he should die here. Wish has got himself a killing spree. That was a good arrow from Desire. And they've got the charge on the Spartan in the top lane. He's by the tier 2 tower, but it's not looking like he's going to survive anyway. Body blocks from Aramis are good, and Seb gets the kill.
All right. So they pulled that one back after, you know, losing a couple of times, and now you can see Kitrak's made his way towards top as well, and PO.
He doesn't have the help of an Oracle, so I think he's just in death mode here. Thompson stealing that kill with the Thunder God's Wrath.
Yep, and this is the scary thing, right, is they've got this kind of global threat.
He might just die again, though. Oh! Just not the timing, not getting it right. There's that level and heavily jump. Now he knows that ward's there, so he's going to clean it up and get some gold.
Boy.
So, 7 to 5.
Yeah, he survives the gank. He's able to get the D ward as well. It's going to be a very, very tight game. I can feel it. Both these teams are going back and forth.
Good fortune, Zen.
They're both playing really, really well. And it can get to a point where if the right person starts getting the right snowball at the right time, then one team can really start to feel their lead slip away.
Seb doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. Shackle, Focus Fire. Seb's in trouble. The charge comes in. They've gotten the last of the Fortune's End. That'll keep him close, but Kitrak comes over with the help of Thompson. Icarus dive across the two of them. This might have been a little bit more than they could chew, as Wish heavily jumped forward from Thompson. Wish is surviving for a while, but eventually he falls here.
Yeah,
and well too far.
Just not enough damage there to be able to get the kill onto Seb. He had a big wand as well, and the fact that he was just level 6 meant that he was able to get the lasso to keep himself alive, and that's a big turnaround. And that's something I talked about, right? The fact that some of these heroes can really snowball and really fall if they don't snowball, like the Wind Ranger. She can really get herself stuck in some sticky situations if she doesn't have a good start. So she gets something like a PL where she can have some issues dealing with the illusions later on.
Skylark down here with Desire, and this first item ags for no one.
I have seen this before, but to be fair, it was my pubs, and I don't think I should really take that too seriously, but it seems like being able to spam out the Spirit Lancers just increases your farming speed so much faster, and it also makes you a team fight threat early on, and it's not really like, I mean, it's a pretty good defusal game, but it's not like you're playing against a Medusa or you're playing against, you know, some of these other heroes. Ursa is going to be kind of annoyed by it, but he's also one of those scary heroes that if he pops overpower and kind of finds the right PL, you're probably going to die anyways. But I do like this. You know, you can go like Ags and you just go into like Manta Heart and kind of just be one of those tankier heroes that doesn't rely on Diffusal Blade.
Bottom lane, Wish is here. Try and clean up the tower. There's the deny. Ooh. For no one. No, they were trying to figure it out, but he's able to deny it. Now, Phantom Lancer going the other way. Sees Desire. Arrow the wrong direction. And a bunch of heroes over here. I'm wondering what the build is going to be for Thompson. I feel like he's the kind of person who would love to make Lightning Hands work, but I don't think that's really what you want to be doing here.
I thought about that too, right? Like, you're seeing Thompson, you're like, maybe Lightning Hands is going to work, but I'd imagine it's probably just going to be like Phylactery into Kaya and then like Ags. Or something very, very simple. You know, you get this series done, and then when you go into your pubs later on, you're like, maybe Lightning Hands could have worked. You know, you can imagine the conversation they were having during the draft. It's like, Seb, can I Lightning Hands? And he goes, no, we need to win this series.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed to do that, dude. Charge is coming through to Skylark, so
they want to go for this. They've also got the TP coming out. They're going to catch him. Yeah, he's very far away. No Nether Strike. Flame Break almost clips him. They've got the lasso. They'll have the control. They should be able to get the kill. RPUs. Skylark burning and dying.
Oof. I like it. I like the play to be able to try and TP out, but it was
too.
Next
Meanwhile, focus fire on him and heavily jumped into the river. He's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's not really a solo kill you want it to happen if you're old G losing Thompson like that. They were in a good spot, making the rotation with Seb coming towards the bottom side and getting the kill on the Skylark. They're like, okay, the Magnus isn't free farming. Our Phantom Lancer's in a good spot. He's happy with how his lane's gone. He's getting close to his Aghanim Scepter. And then the Wind Ranger, who's kind of the one volatile hero that's really on the map, right? Like, if this Wind Ranger pops off, she can start to become very scary for like a Spirit Breaker or even like a Phoenix. So if you let her start having some free reign, it can be scary.
Now they've got level 6. He's got another strike, Centaur. And now it's a doppelganger off, trying to run. There's a lot of heroes here. No one trying to pretend he's an illusion. Now they know which one he is. They've got the skewer on Aramis. No one's still cutting through these trees and juking him away. Desire's still chasing. They get the kill to Aramis. They'll keep moving forward. The shackle. Uh-oh. No one. Turning. He's got some help from Thompson, but he'll end up dying. And the false promise is used to keep Desire alive.
Yep. Just being safe is C-spot, and I didn't even see where that shackle latched onto. In my game, he was shackled to nothing. So.
Yeah, in my game, he was shackled to nothing, too.
Maybe it was a phantom tree.
Could have been the wolves,
but
I would say.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea what is shackled to, but they got the kill. And this is exactly what I was talking about, right? Like where the Wind Ranger can really start to snowball out of control. She has a toss now, so they have a lot of setup for Shackle Shot, which is one of the longest stuns that we have in the game right now at 3.1 seconds. So they can constantly just keep running around, you know, especially if she has Focus Fire. The thing is, if you get Focus Fire on the real PL, you're able to find where he is the entire time, and you know, if you ever catch out a Zeus, you're most likely going to kill him.
So, picking up an Arcane Rune.
The prize is mine.
Let's see, Spartan. Got False Promise in 45 seconds. Pio, meanwhile, he's getting charged. They have RP, so they'll stop that charge as they see the Shockwave. Kid Track over to the side now has that level 6, so has Supernova available.
Yeah, you could tell that they really wanted to try and to get the kill on a PO, right? Because no one hasn't been involved in this. He did just recently die, but he wants to get towards the Aghanim Scepter and accelerate his own farm. But as soon as they realized there was more old G members around, they easily said no to that. Good time for Desire to sit back and farm himself up a little bit. I think this is a good game for what he's doing. You kind of just need to be an aura bot, right? Like, you just need to try and get yourself into something along the lines of like a Guardian Greaves plus a pipe. Skylark's going to be able to initiate the fight for you. Pia is going to be your damage. Same with Wish. So Monaspa, they're building themselves into the right scenarios. Same with old G, right? Like, they understand this game can go pretty slow for them. They're going to scale really well. They have a Zeus. They have a Phantom Lancer. Batrider will eventually become Batrider. So as long as, to me, as long as Aramis isn't completely falling behind it and not really being able to do his job in these fights, then you're happy if you're old G.
We'll see how that ends up going. Is Wish, by the way, he's going into the Maelstrom. Gleipnir combo. He's got that Rod of Aegis that you talked about. Early Aegis here for Pio. Early, like 12-minute Aegis. That feels pretty great if you're this Ursa and you just want to sit back and farm, right?
Yeah, it's basically like the old threshold. Oh, Starlock is in trouble though.
Another strike. They've got the PL here. Does he even bother using RP? It doesn't look like it. They have the Thunder God's
That's
Wrath.
damage.
They're still chasing, and Skylark getting towards the low ground if he wants to, or has another skewer over. And they've turned this around. They're going to go for tops of the Shockwave, the damage to kill.
Wow.
How does Skylark survive there?
Vanguard. Apparently. That,
RP?
Radiant's middle tower
Wow.
is under attack.
Charge away. That
Radiant's structures
should have
are
been
fortified.
expected.
That's a tip. If I was Aramis right now, that's a tip.
Radiant's
That is
middle
a
tower
tip and a
is under
half. That
attack.
did they hold off on any damage? I don't think they did. I think they just ran out of damage. He's a tanky boy. It was very hard to deal with. Maybe the only way they could have done it is if Thompson held the Thunderbolt. To actually, you can't even cancel skill with Thunderbolt. So yeah, no, it was. They tried their best and they didn't succeed. That one feels bad. If you're OG, you're like, man, that's really annoying.
I could have had it.
Could have had it. And it probably would have looked really different for them, right? Like if they got the kill there onto the Magnus, there's a lot of TPs coming in, they probably would have had enough damage to be able to win that fight. And then things start to snowball in their favor, but they lose one, PO gets an extra kill, C Spartan's feeling good.
Charge,
Aramis
another
going for a
strike,
solo
and a
kill.
bash. Can he get another? 17%? 17%? 17%? All right. Now I've got him the other way, though. Sunray, Skylark, in trouble. Flame Break onto the high ground. They get the kill to Skylark. They turn this around. They've got the last one of the Ursa, so they're going to control Pio, but they've got the False Promise. Purifying Flames. Wish gets the kill on Aramis. Icarus dive away, but the Shackle connects as he comes all the way through. They get the Aegis out of the hands of Pio. They want to keep going. Thompson doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, but he does have 6 charges on that wand as well as the bottle. Good Shackle from Wish to control them up. No one thinking about coming into the fight. He's got that Ags. Won't commit. And on the other side, though, Kid Track, he's going to die, and Pio's going to be pushed back thanks to the Flame Break, but there's nothing there. They still killed Kid Track as he came back over.
Wait, he had mana to ulti. Why did he not ulti?
I think he's dead anyway if he ulties.
Fair. I respect
know.
that.
I feel like with, what, level 1, not amazing, only 6 shots, 120-second cooldown, you might as well use it on a fight coming out of that life.
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe they're trying to build up towards a fight coming in soon. So you wanted to hold it. But either way, Pierre's able to pick off Kitrak, who was hovering around the dire side for a little longer than he probably should have. But either way, this game is still relatively slow. Batrider is feeling pretty good. Seb's sitting at the top of the net worth. He's got a full Octarine core and boots to travel. Like, he is a big boy. He's got Blink on the horizon. No one now has his Aghanim Scepter. He's going to go back for the Diffusal Blade. So I thought maybe he might go the non-Diffusal Blade route, but still is. I mean, you're a Fatal Lancer with Diffusal Blade. You're one of the best heroes to be able to have it in the game. So if you're going to be able to get it, means you can fight as well.
Yeah, and it's going to make the mana problems very apparent here for Monaspa.
Yeah. Like, I think the big thing is with Wind Ranger as well, right? Like, if you burn some of her mana, like, once she finishes wind running, you're able to deal with her. And even if you just throwing Spirit Lancers in these fights is going to be annoying because they will bounce, right? Like, so you throw one out, it hits on the 2 heroes, that's a decent amount of mana burn that you're just going to be seeing across the fight. And that could mean the difference between, an extra spell or not.
Harpoon finished for Skylark. Out of Atos, and that'll connect down the end of the Icarus Diver on the furthest point. So not able to get a kill there again on a Kid Track, and we'll see how they use this Harpoon. Diffusal almost finished too, so only 400 gold needed here for no one, and he's stacking another stack onto this Ancient Camp, or at least tried to. I don't think he got it far enough out.
Yeah, so no one's getting close to being able to fight, but still not wanting to fight, right? Like, that's the thing with Phantom Lancer is once he gets the Diffusal Blade, maybe like, in the old days with like plus Yasha, or at least now with like Daggons plus Diffusal, no one is going to be okay to fight, but he still wants to farm. He still wants to sit back until he can get like Manta, maybe even like a Skadi or something along those lines. And as long as they can keep pushing back Monaspa as they're trying to go for these fights or even kill Pio.
He's still tough to kill.
Last fingers.
So phylactery, Yules, there's drums there for Aramis. You've got the defusal. Let's see. Yasha next. So no one just taking this time to farm.
Yeah, he really just wants to try and sit back and become that big bad carry, because we can see in the net worth, you know, he's not really at the top, but he's not too far behind either. And same thing with Seb. Like, you can see the ideology that OG are working with in this game. They're happy to sit back and just farm, because like the heroes farm really, really fast. Same thing with the Magnus, he farms fast, and if you starve out Wind Ranger in these fights and she doesn't get these kills, then it feels really bad for her.
That's so, and that's a kill on the Desire. Ramus will get credit for that one, and that's the combination you're really looking for, is just to lasso into an easy kill. You've got the Octarine core, so of course, you know, lasso when it hits that level 3 is going to be a very short cooldown. You can really take advantage of the aggression you can put out.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting, the fact that it goes down to 45 seconds, right? And then if you ever get a neutral item that reduces your CDR even further, it just goes even further down. So pretty bonkers. And he's able to hover around 45 seconds on an ability like Flaming Lasso that has been, I don't want to say meta defining, but has been in the forefront of a lot of pros' minds for the better part of like what, 5-6 years. You know, a long time.
So Spartan looking to get a Ghost Scepter under his belt, so he's able to survive a little bit longer in these fights, or at least trying to.
Does he have his full Aether? He must, right? Like if he's building towards this, that he has his Aether lens at the ready. Pipe is finished for Desire, so this is pretty good for Monaspa. They can kind of put themselves as a ball. They've got the Harpoon for the Magnus, so Harpoon skill plays available for them. They've got the Pipe of Insight out on Desire now. Full Glepnir as well, finished for Wish. So they've got everything ready. About whether or not they can utilize it now. I'm gonna try and kill no one.
Yeah, Shackle connects, and no one's gonna die. 50 seconds without him, and Roche being up in 50 seconds might line up right for Monaspa to take another Aegis.
Yeah, Seb just moved out of the area, right? Like, obviously they didn't know that Seb was up hovering around this outpost area, but if he was just a little bit closer, that could have been nice for them.
Harpoon, Shackle, RP, and this is going to be a dead Seb. Ramus is into the mix too. They've got the Sunray on him. Able to Nether Strike to get to the other side, but Gleipnir used, and Kid Track hit by the arrow. They'll get the kill on both of them. Whoa.
Yeah, that was sick, and this is what I was saying, you know, coming into this game is I feel like just Monaspa just has that little bit of extra polish today, and it just their target prioritization, the way that they're winning these team fights is just really setting them up in this game and playing really, really well. The fact that they're able to get, you know, multiple kills on multiple different fronts was always really nice, and just slowly picking apart OG here and slowly starting to eke ahead. It's only 2,000 gold. It's not the end of the world, but, you know, as you said just before, Roche is up again. So this is going to be a second Roche for them. This means that they're going to have a cheese in their back pocket. Skylark is
into the game.
very hard to kill as is. So, you know, you get, what, a cheese in the back pocket of Wish. Pierre's going to have another Aegis. He's got BKB completed. Like, it's going to get to the point where if they lose too many more of these members over the next couple of minutes, it's going to be hard for OG to fight their way back into this.
We haven't really seen a Supernova yet.
I don't think he's used it.
You know, I was telling you he might have wanted to save it, but
I
don't know. Yeah, maybe. You do also, I think level 1 against the Ursa, you're pretty much going to die guaranteed if the Ursa's in the fight.
Yeah. Because obviously Overpower has 6 attacks and then 6 attacks to kill, so we'll be able to kill it. And like, you're playing against a Potom as well, and a Wind Ranger. Like, I mean, Wind Ranger doesn't want to focus fire the egg, so it does make sense. But like, also Magnus, you know, like he has okay attack speed. It's not like his attack speed is terrible, but like if you don't get too many fiery spirits out, like, your level 1 egg is really not going to be that impactful. So. Just hasn't been any team fights just yet, and you know, with this kind of team fight-ish lineup that OG have, it's hard for them to get that one rolling both the track.
Both teams trying to take their Tormentor, and by trying, I mean successfully getting their Tormentor. So now Kidtrak's got that shard, but it's only going to be useful if he does end up, supernova-ing.
Sure.
But the
He's a big
upgrade
one,
slows affected enemies by 12%. That's always nice.
Yeah, especially against an Ursa, right? Like, Ursa doesn't want to be kited at all. If you deal with him, then that could potentially mean you getting an extra kill onto the Ursa and not. So, yeah, both teams are kind of just poking and prodding. Obviously, all G don't really want to fight into, like, Aegis plus cheese. If they can get a pick off on Wish before he gets Lincoln's up and completed, that'd be the biggest thing for old G, but they just have to kind of sit back and play the way they are.
Ooh. No, stopped. And they're chasing. They want to go.
A rough fight.
They've got the lasso. They're going to go. Now the supernova comes out. Now Pio's going to immediately focus it. That's a big issue. Can he get the kill onto it? Yes, he can. So they're going to take out Kidtrak as well as Aramis. They haven't lost anybody on the side of Monaspa just yet. They've got Thompson up into the air. They take out Desire. They take out Spartan. They end up losing Thompson. There's the RP coming through onto no one. They've got the Aegis on Pio. So he can come back into the fight. The charge all the way to Wish. That makes its way there. Pio now half health. Another strike onto the Earth, so they look for the Shackle. They get the kill on no one. They look over to Ramis, and that's going to be the Harpoon Polian. They get the kill on Pio, but they're going to be full team wiped. Seb on the run, nowhere for him to go. The Shackle not connecting with all these trees around. Arrow going to be eaten there by the neutral creep as Seb's taking him on a journey, but eventually will die to Wish.
Oh boy, that was a knife's edge for either one of those teams to come out on top, right? Like, maybe no one gets away. Maybe no one doesn't get hit by that arrow coming in from Desire with the buyback, right? Like, maybe there's that little bit of extra for Monaspa and Pio doesn't go down, but the way that Skylark's been playing in these team fights is sick. He's playing a really, really good Magnus. Fortunately for Seb, he found Desire. I don't think Desire is really the person you want to grab, right? Like, you probably want to try and grab C-Spartan if you can, or Pio if he didn't have the Aegis, but he catches out onto the Mirana, and then the RP comes in solo onto no one, who just really has not been able to get into this game or into this fight at all. He goes in, tries his best, but Skylark finds him once again with a skewer and then a big arrow coming in from Desire, and that was basically all she wrote. They do at least commit and get the kill onto Pio, but with Wish and Skylark as healthy as they were, was going to be all too hard for them to get any more kills out of that. And it's just so hard for them to catch anybody out. And this is what I talked about in the draft, with neither of these two teams having those easy ways to set up for stuns. But the thing is, for Monaspa, they built to have that. They have the Glepnir on the Wind Ranger.
Lasso on Desire again. But I got Drath, and they'll get this kill. But now the Gleipnir to turn this around. They go to the Shackle shot. It's always the one in the back, but the Bulldoze, so he won't be held there long. I think, truthfully, in that position, they might have wanted to go to the Lasso on Pio just so they had a chance to get that Supernova off.
Yeah.
But getting the Mirana, and you saw Pio, he's like, all right, wait, I don't need to save Desire. I could just go for the egg. And he turned around and immediately went for it.
Yeah, and that's the catch-22 that they had with that fight, right, is they want to make sure that they keep the egg alive, but they also want to try and make sure that they convert one of the kills that they had with the lasso. But it's just hard for them to make these decisions, and it's the same thing that we saw in the previous two games with the Batrider, right? Like, you want to try and get these good lassos off, but, you know, Oracle's very, very good at getting that done, and in the previous game as well, it's like, you know, very hard to get perfect lassos all the time.
Yeah, charge was used, but Wish stops that and uses that Gleipnir to get the kill. Now they're going to look for the lasso, but the RP turnaround, Seb's already caught. This is really bad for the side of Old G as they're continuing to lose numbers. Kidtrak will also fall. And Pio just ripping Kidtrak apart, and he's about to have himself, if not... he switched off of it. Or unless he's already got it flying out. No. He was looking at Disperser.
That would have been cool. I haven't seen a Disperser in a pro game in a while.
So he's going Silver Edge now.
Yeah, it just gives him that solo kill threat, right? He's gone for Hex now, so I don't think he really knows what he wants on Mr. Pio. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is he's strong.
Whoa.
He's got Satanic. Pretty scary.
BKB, blink the other way. Moonlight Shadow, he doesn't have an Aegis. You got to remember, they go to the lasso, but that's going to be broken immediately with the false promise coming through from Spartan. They get the kill on Aramis, and they've got the mech, so they have the heals. They'll give him the cheese as well. So whenever he feels it necessary, he can turn around and eat the cheese. Instead, he's going to go for Seb. Now he's down to about 3/4 of his health. And no one trying to output as much damage as he can. They go to the Thunder God's Wrath. They'll pop the Lincolns. And again, he's dealing with the cheese. He pops the Satanic. They turn this around. They land the Shackle. He's going to eat the cheese. They'll go after Seb. They'll get the kill onto the Bat Rider. And they'll look for more. Not a lot of mana remaining on No One. They've got about half the mana remaining here on Thompson. If he doesn't end up getting caught, but they get the kill on a Kid Track. And now Thompson from behind them. Spartan's not even caring about these shots that are coming through from the Zeus.
Yeah, and this is what I talked about earlier, right? Like where this game can really just snowball one way or the other, right? Like it can just start getting really bad. Like if the peel is as scary as the Ursa is right now, the shoe's on the other foot. But Wind Ranger's been able to do enough. Skylark again, what a menace.
Harpoon, and they have the control. They'll get the kill on No One. He does not have buyback. Backdoor is back up, and they are going to TP to mid. Or at least Pio is.
This game is just really starting to balloon out of control, right? Like the net worth lead is obviously starting to go the way of Manaspa, but PL just hasn't been able to get into the game. He has every team fight that he's gone into, he's been caught out by Skylark, and Skylark, the guy's like a homing missile for him. It feels like he's been able to fight him every single time, no matter where he is, real PL or not, and gets on top of him, and Wish is doing a beautiful job as well at controlling Aramis. Like he every time he tries to move around these fights, trying to get some angles for some charges, he just finds him with a Glepnir and catches him out and gets the kill. And they just have not been able to get the team fight that they want here for OG. And now I think they're just in turtle mode. Like they have to try and hold out until their PL becomes scary, or maybe they play off the back of Blink Lasso kills, but
I don't know if
do they
quite
Blink
do
Lasso
that.
C Spartan, or do they have to try and get the mag?
Oh no, that was a gamble. It's not going to pay off. 70 seconds without Seb.
Yeah.
Now you have no control.
Could be a full lane, maybe two.
It could be more, truthfully. If they're not
Aramis
careful, it could be the game.
Yeah, because
Arrow, Kid Track. They've got the catch on the Thompson. I mean, they have to save him. They have to go for him, but they can't. Charge is going to come off from the side, and now they're going to look over at No One. No One's going to take a lot of damage. They've got the false promise coming through onto Wish, but look at No One. He's already dead. He doesn't have buyback. They'll go for Aramis. They'll get themselves a fourth. They've got nothing left in the tank for the side of Old G.
yeah, it's just the steamroll, right? It's the first Roche into the second Roche, and then it's just fight after fight after fight where Manaspa just didn't take the foot off the pedal. And Skylark, for me, he played an immaculate game of Magnus.
Yes.
He did really, really well in the lane. Being able to survive in that bottom fight was huge as well. And you just see the reason why teams are banning Magnus. Harpoon plus Blink Dagger makes this hero so hard to deal with. And they've just done it. Like, yeah, I'm really, really impressed with how Manaspa kind of took this game by the scruff of the neck and just